Ba Jiu, who is a dissident artist who lives in Australia.
Human rights activist.
Yeah, Chinese human rights activist. Posted this, and I'll read the tweet out for you. Okay. A student from the University of Melbourne posts a clip on Douyin. Now, Douyin is the Chinese version of TikTok. Okay, it's a different thing.
It's a different algorithm.
It's a different algorithm, and it's for Chinese speakers, so it's all in Chinese. And he says, bragging he successfully stopped the uni's inquiry on his plagiarism via accusing tutors as anti-China racists. And I've got to tell you that this is a worrying trend that we see, and that is using this language barrier to the advantage in order to get away with things. All right?
Yeah.
We see this a lot because the language barrier is a huge problem. Okay, this is why the Chinese government, for the longest time, gets away with what it gets away with, is because they can say very openly in Chinese press and on Chinese websites and on the government websites things like, we must crush the enemy, the United States.
Yeah.
They can say that.
Kill everyone.
And nobody picks up on it because they can't read Chinese. And then they put out their English articles and they're like, let's cooperate together for a bright future.
We should have put that website. When you click the English version, it's like hands shaking in space.
Doves,
and then if you click the Chinese one, it's like missiles and like
communist flags and stuff.
Flags. Yeah.
That's a great example. We've done that in the past. But that's why this guy, for instance, can brag about, getting away with plagiarism because he called his tutors racist and anti-China in Chinese, blatantly out there in the open, but it doesn't get picked up on because people don't understand what he's saying.
That's why it's important. Like this, like Ba Jiu is a Chinese human rights activist. He's Chinese, right?
Yeah.
So he can point this stuff out, and people can now listen because he speaks English too, right? And even more poignant sometimes is the Great Translation Movement because it's a big team. It's a big group of Chinese people that are like, this is not fair that the rest of the world can't see what's actually being said on the Chinese internet, and they translate this stuff. So the next clip is actually something they translate.
Yeah, so the next clip, translated by the Great Translation Movement, same guy, and also shared by Ba Jiu, said, a student from the University of Melbourne made a video in Chinese saying he's imagining killing all Westerners on campus, so killing all the foreigners, basically.
Foreigners in that, like native Australian people that are not from China.
And just, by the way, this is something that really irks me, but it's understandable. But, even my wife and all Chinese people I know, even when they're living abroad, they still call us foreigners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess it's just a language thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It is just a language thing, but it's still kind of annoying when, you're being called a foreigner in your own country.
Yeah. Well, you are a foreigner.
I'm a foreigner, so I can accept
but they call
that.
me a foreigner.
Yeah, they call you a foreigner.
I was born in America.
Yeah, exactly. And they're the foreigners, they're the ones who just moved here, and they're like, hey, you foreigners are what.
I think everyone's, in the same boat, but a citizen is a citizen. You don't call a citizen a foreigner. No, that seems ridiculous.
It's kind of lame. Anyway, let's see what he has to say. I think it's kind of important. What does this little dumpling have to say over here?
有些个教授你的那个课你能上，你不上你辞职换个人给我上。我好几千刀交的学费，第一周 tutorial 你给我取消，复活节前 tutorial 你给我上网课，这周你告诉我你要干嘛？领我们在校园里溜达，好，非常好。为了干嘛？为了激发我们的一个 sociological imagination。我在这个校园里面溜达，我对这个 social 唯一能产生的 imagination， 我就是杀死你们这些洋鬼子。
Yeah, he calls us young guizes. By the way, young guizes is a very derogatory term for foreigners.
Call us that. I don't live in Australia.
No, just, I mean, that's what he's calling. No, when I say us, I mean foreigners, like non-Chinese people. Because that's what you use.
It's a racist term.
Yeah, it's racist, and it means anyone that's not Chinese, ethnically.
Yeah. But it's like a derogatory.
Yeah, it's derogatory. It's like
not
the N-word.
Like foreigner. It's like like if you took all the people that are non-Chinese, and then you called them a slur. That's what young
that's what it is. Young guizi,
yeah.
it means like foreign ghost.
Yeah,
outside whatever ghost. So again, it's this language barrier thing. Why would people be posting this kind of thing online? Now, I don't know if Australia takes this kind of thing seriously, but when you threaten to kill people on campus in America...
Well, he's imagining it.
Doesn't matter.
It's called a red flag.
It's called a huge red flag. If someone imagines shooting up their school or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine killing their...
Imagine dragons, really.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like it should be taken seriously. I feel like this guy is a little bit unstable here.
Yeah, definitely warning flag, like big red flags for that. And I'm glad people like Ba Diao Cao and the Great Translation Movement actually go out there and find this kind of stuff, because it needs to be, you know, this is not in China. This is not for the Chinese law to deal with. This is to be dealt with in Australia.
Yeah,
and I imagining killing people.
I mean, this is really a thing. If you are at the University of Melbourne, you should probably talk to someone about this.
Sure.
You should probably be like, hey, at the very least, is this real? What's happening with this? You know, this is
maybe it's whatever.
Is my life in danger here? You know, do I have to worry?
And maybe it's all a big joke and whatever, and he takes it back, right? But like the Great Translation Movement went out there and found this and translated it. So this is going around, by the way.
It is going around, but I'm just saying, like, you know, there are limits to the language barrier. He could say like, oh, these foreigners are stupid and whatever, but not like I'm going to go kill him. I'm thinking about killing all you guys, you know?
Yeah, it's not a nice thing to say.
No. Anyway.
Let's not be mean. And maybe, you know, he could follow the same plan I'm going on and lose a little weight.
Yeah, he could do that for sure.
Yeah.
He really could. Another thing that's been going around viral on Chinese internet is this clip. So this patriotic student graduates, from the University of Connecticut here in the States. And what does he do? When he graduates, he unfurls the Chinese flag. And people are like, the thing is, in China, people are applauding this and saying, like, see, our China is so powerful all over the globe type thing.
I mean, it is what it is. I think it's kind of like dumb.
I think it's lame.
It's lame.
I think it's
like nerd.
I mean, it's just lame. I think it's lame from the point of view, like, what are you trying to say here?
Right.
You're trying to say that, you know, you have to study in America?
Yeah, I mean,
like, maybe you shouldn't be here if that's the way you feel. I'm just saying, I know for a fact that if
freedom of speech, I defend his right to do whatever
if you unfurled an American flag, you know, at Tsinghua University or something at your graduation,
it'd be silly. It'd be very silly.
You'd get that taken away from you.
You'd probably go to jail.
Yeah,
or
you
get
would.
deported.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm glad he has the right. I'll say this. I'm glad he has the right to do that here.
Sure, that's totally fine. And he's obviously just very patriotic and nationalist, and that's why I'm wondering why somebody who's so nationalist and patriotic would abandon his country in the time of need, where he should be, you know, supporting the local institutions and giving his money back into.
Young people do dumb shit all the time.
Yeah,
maybe he'll look back on this in 5 years
and say, like, man, I really should have studied in China rather. Yeah. It's like, why did I go to overseas and betray my country like that? Yeah. You know? Anyway, I'm just joking. But,
it's a joke.
You know, the point of the show is we show you what's going viral in China, and this is going viral. People are praising this kid because he's patriotic.
Some people are making fun of him.
Of course.
But yeah. I'll chalk it up to it's kind of dumb.
Just youth.
But I defend your right to do that. That's the freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's what makes America great. Yeah. Probably eat someone's feces and it won't taste that bad if they've been eating chilies or something. I don't know.
What the?
It looks like it should be eating you.
Hair, eyes, buttholes.
Intestines I can stomach, but stomach I can't stomach.
Yeah, it's not. But they were all just sitting around eating pig dick.
Because the thing I ate was pig vagina.
I ate pig dick.
It's like eating genitals. It's just a bad idea. Sea penis.
It looks and feels like a penis, right?
Yeah.
In your hand, and it slithers around and it's moving.
It's so terrible.
Venomous. Giant centipede. This is the end of my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the worst food in the world.
That might be the worst one yet.
Oh, it makes me weak.
Ugh.
Can almost sing it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards.